Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
Here at Hobbymaker, we love seeing what you've been making, and it's our job to keep you inspired. So how does a £100 credit to your Hobbymaker account sound? Every month, we're going to be giving away a £100 credit to one lucky Hobbymaker's account. And all you have to do to enter is simply send a photo of your craft you makes to studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. We will be picking one winner each month at random, and we'll announce the lucky winner on air in the 5 PM show on the last Saturday of every month. So what are you waiting for? Get crafting, get motivated, and get inspired with Hobbymaker.
It couldn't be easier to watch Hobbymaker. You can join us on Sky, Freeview, on our website or on YouTube. So you can watch at home or on the go. When you purchase anything on Hobbymaker, you have a 30-day money-back guarantee, meaning that you can shop with confidence. Happy shopping with Hobbymaker.
Hobbymaker are live from 1 PM to 6 PM every day on Sky Channel 670, Freesat Channel 807 and Freeview Channel 73. You can also watch on YouTube via some smart TVs, your computer and phone. Hello, good morning everybody. It's just after 6 o'clock and welcome to Wake Up to Hobbymaker. It's a very special week, of course, because it's our Black Tag event. There's lots of Black Friday things going on, lots of fantastic bargains to be had. And of course, we're no exception. We've actually, our always brilliant deals have just got even better all this week. Now, I've got to let you know as well, we've been taken over this morning by our sister channel, Sewing Street. The lovely Kerrie is here, who's actually a regular guest here on Hobbymaker. Morning, my love.
Good morning, how are you?
It's all a bit fraught first thing in the morning.
It is, it certainly is.
There was nothing here on the counters about half an hour ago, and suddenly, boom, everything arrives.
Then we arrived.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show this morning, actually. We're with you till 8 o'clock with Wake Up with Hobbymaker, and it's everything sewing, but with a little bit of a living with loveliness twist.
That's the one.
Yeah. And Kerrie, I mean, you've been doing this sort of thing now for quite some time.
I have,
on Sewing
yeah.
Street, massively successful, which is fantastic.
It's very busy on there, yeah, so it's lovely, and I've been doing it for quite some time. You wouldn't have thought that this morning.
Well, I tell you what, if you could see behind the scenes, you know, everyone arrives, the car is full of bits and pieces, everything gets put into the studio at the last minute. So, yeah, a bit fraught, but we're here and we're ready, and we'll have a nice chilled start to Thursday morning, definitely. Now, what we got for you today, we've got a little mixture of things to do with Christmas. Now, you might think Christmas, what's, you know, it's 1st of December in a week's time. That may be the case, but quite a lot of what you've brought us today are quite quick makes, aren't they?
They're very quick makes indeed, and these are lots of the bestsellers that we've brought to you previously. So we've brought them all along, lots of them today with some extra bits as well.
And we've also got the Sewing Street Advent Calendar still available as well, which is going to come up fairly soon. So you've got a week before you need to open door one. It's behind Kerrie just there. And maybe if you want to start your morning with purchasing one of those, I mean, behind every single door, there's something real quality to do with sewing your passion and all that sort of thing. So it could be that you've got little tools in there. It could be you've got little bits of fabric in there. I mean, no one really knows what's behind the doors, but if you want the Advent Calendar, that's in the show coming up as well. We'll get it to your door in the next couple of days, definitely. First thing, though, one of the first shows I did with you...
That's right.
...was all about the baubles.
You made a ball on our first show.
Yes, I remember that now, yeah. Now, what we've got to start off with, we've got a couple of different baubles. We've got the patchwork bauble to start off with, which is this one just here. Now, I think, to be honest with you, this is going to look good wherever you want to put it, whether you want to put it on the tree, whether you want to put it maybe on a door handle, hang it maybe from light fittings in the lounge or whatever. But it's going to become like an annual event to kind of take this bauble out, isn't it?
Yeah, we definitely like a tradition, and it's lovely to get these out year on year. This was the first ball actually that we designed, so this was launched a couple of years ago. So we've bought both of them today. So if you haven't made this one, this is the perfect one to start with. And it looks really complicated, but it's very easy.
It is. Actually, when you see how it's put together, you kind of think, oh yeah, I see it now. But when you look at it, you think, I can never make that. But you can. You definitely can. And the kit that we're going to start off with today will arrive to you. How long would it take someone, even a novice, to put one of these together?
We've done lots of workshops at these. So at the Christmas craft events, we've done these. Now, if you're speeding through them, about an hour and a half.
Oh, that is all.
I actually got together with friends on Tuesday. So we had a lovely morning get together. We had a cup of tea and made these. And we did these in about 2 hours. So
Wow.
even when I'm not there prepping the kits, I rounded up the girls and we had cake, tea and made some baubles. So 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Okay. I mean, in my household, it's this weekend that we're starting to think about putting the tree up and stuff like that. So this will arrive in the next couple of days to you. And you can have a nice, relaxing afternoon or morning with the rest of the family, putting it together. And it'll become something that you look forward to getting out as much as the tree each and every year. So this one is your patchwork bauble, this one. This is the patchwork bauble. Now, let me show you how it actually comes, because it comes in a box like this. You get the polystyrene bauble, which is like the kind of heart of it. You're also going to get, of course, everything else in here that you need to make it, including your pre-cut fabric. You get your pre-cut ribbon to actually hang it with. And you also get these pins. Are these dressmaker pins?
They're sequin pins.
Sequin pins, okay. And that's all you need. You don't use glue or stitches or anything like that. It's just basically these pins that go into the polystyrene bauble, and you fold the fabric in a certain way. And you get your little pattern as well. Now, we have actually got the patterns for both baubles available separately for the very first time, but this is the pattern that you've got for the patchwork bauble. Okay, so everything in this kit is all you need to actually make this, and it takes you, as you heard Kerrie say, not very long at all to do. And it could be that you want to make this maybe as a gift. Maybe you're going to someone else's house for Christmas and you want to take them a Christmas gift as a thank you.
Well, this is it. It's quite nice to obviously give it as a gift, or you can have it for yourself, have the pleasure of making it up and gifting it as well.
Absolutely. Now, how much would you think, if you were to buy something like that, maybe you went into, I don't know, a high-end department store, whether it's in Birmingham, Manchester, London, or whatever. I mean, if you saw that and it had a handmade little label on it, I wouldn't think you'd get much change from about £25, £30, because, you know, it is something really very, very special and not mass-produced. So, shall we show you the sort of deal that we can give you today? Let's get the price in for this. It's XFL 179, and if I can do it, believe me, you can do it. Anyone can do it. Where are we going with this? This is going to be one of your last chances to get hold of this kit this year. £13.
These are the last set we've cut this year as well. So
Really?
once they've gone, they've gone. We've been cutting these.
$13.99 for all that fabric, all the pins and the ribbon and the pattern. Wow, I just think that is such a lovely thing. I really, really do. And of course, once you've got the pattern, if you've got other fabric, you can carry on making baubles.
Over and over again, yeah. I mean, it's a lovely technique. And the nice thing as well is, you know, if you've got colours, your own decorations, your own colours, once you've made that, you can then make it up in your colour combination that you want. My sister actually, she's teals and greys and blacks and sparkly and silver, and they look fantastic in any colour combination.
If you're having a blue Christmas, like a frozen Christmas, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, use your own fabrics if you want to. Now, actually, can we just put the details up for the patterns on their own? Because I know, Kerrie, you've not done these before.
We've never done this as both of the patterns, and we've done a lovely offer on this as well. So we've never done this as just the patterns, the two of them together, of course.
We've got special black tag deals going right the way through the week and also over the weekend as well. So for the first time ever, Kerrie has got the Christmas patchwork bauble and also the poinsettia patchwork bauble as well. So you're going to get basically patchwork and the poinsettia. That's a bundle of the two patterns together. How much are they normally on their own?
Normally they're $6.99 on their own.
$6.99 for the pattern. So do the maths on that. That would be $13.98 for two. But for the first time ever, Kerrie's actually done a bundle of these. So both patterns together, if you want to use your own fabric and source your own polystyrene balls. And it's YWL156, YWL156, the item. If you just want the patterns on their own, and they're incredibly easy and simple to follow. They really, really are. Both patterns, never been done before. £13.99 gets you both of those, YWL156. Yeah. So there you go. You get both those patterns for that sort of price. So you save yourself a couple of quid by buying them as a duo together. Patchwork. And, of course, the patchwork bauble and the poinsettia as well. Both of those for just £13.99. But the kit, which gives you the bauble, gives you the fabric, gives you the pins, Again, amazing value when you consider all the fabric that's in there as well.
No hassle of cutting because we've done it all for you in the kit.
Yeah, no hassle of cutting at all and no stitching involved. It's all basically pin work. There's no glue. The pins do all the work for you. So if you want to go for the kit, let's put the details back up for the kit if we can. So this one that I'm showing you first of all is the patchwork. So there's the patchwork bauble, the full kit and the pattern, only $13.99. So it's a pretty good price to get everything, including the pattern in there as well. So it's almost like you're only paying about £6 or £7 for the fabric and the pins and the polystyrene ball. Now, if I show you the other one that we got available, this one is the poinsettia, isn't it, this one?
That's the one. That's the one that you made, the poinsettia.
Yeah, I couldn't remember which one it was. It's this one. Okay. So there's the poinsettia. So you can see they work together really nicely. That one's the patchwork. This one is the poinsettia. And again, same sort of deal applies to this too, in that you don't have any glue. You just literally got the fabric and the pins. And the details coming up for the poinsettia on the screen. The whole kit is only $13.99. So if you wanted both of them, that would be less than, that would be around about $27.98. $27.98 for both, and 1 P&P, remember, that's what we do every single day. 1 P&P of just £3.95, and that's no matter how many things you buy from midnight to midnight. So if there's other things that you actually want to buy later in the day today, just you've got that £3.95 P&P covered. And give us some idea, Kerrie, if you could, just how easy it is to do. Which one are you doing?
So I'll do the poinsettia,
Okay.
but actually the patchwork ball is made pretty much in the same way. So I'll show you the technique that you start with the patchwork ball.
Yep.
And then when we introduce the poinsettia, it's just a slight change in the way we fold the fabric, and it completely changes the look of the ball as well.
And are the patterns like step by step, really easy to
Step by step, you have a photo of each step and the written instruction. And the great thing is, they, you know, as you've said, they do look quite complicated, but they're really easy to make. There's just lots of folding, pinning, and it is a lovely way. I tested that out on Tuesday. It was fabulous. It's a nice way to get your friends together and a little project to make.
Don't think it's going to take you days or weeks to make this. It's a couple of hours, even if you've never done it before. So it's something that you can maybe do. Maybe you'll get, I always get told to get out of the way when the Christmas decorations are going
Have you got your tree up yet?
Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah. I wanted
Everybody's
that last
putting
week.
them up. Everybody seems to be putting them up much earlier this year.
Yeah, I wanted to put it up last weekend, but there was a debate and no.
You lost.
I lost, yeah. But whenever it gets put up, whenever the tree gets decorated, I'm told to kind of stand back because I always put things in the wrong place.
Oh, really?
Like the kitchen on Christmas Day, you know, out of the kitchen, let us do it. I was like, okay, fair enough.
And then if you contribute, they wait for you to leave to rejiggle it anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're like me and you're bound to the corner of the room while the decorations are being put up, you could be sat down making one of these.
Exactly. I love it now. My children are a bit older. I can do any of the little crafty things that we've got left while they decorate it all.
Yeah, love it.
So let me show you how easy these are. For each of your pieces of fabric, it's a lot of repetition in this project. So you've got some beautiful metallic fabrics inside your kit. You're simply going to place the wrong side of the fabric onto the table or the work surface facing towards you, and then we're folding this in half, and you're just finger pressing. So this is 100% cotton. Lots of people message and ask if you need to iron these. You really don't need to iron these. Because the fabric is such beautiful quality that just that finger press on there is more than enough to do that. So the next thing we're going to do with the wrong side of the fabric is repeat the same. Now what you actually end up doing with this whole kit is this same step for every single piece of fabric.
Okay.
But for your first two, we don't put any pins in. So we'll pop those to one side for now.
Okay. It's lovely fabric too.
Beautiful fabric. And then what we're going to do is just the same technique, so folding this in half, finger pressing, folding this again, and we're looking for the centre of that fabric, taking a pin and sliding that pin through. And if we just make a little pile here at the side of us with all those beautiful fabrics, and then we'll move on to start putting this project together.
Okay. I mean, where do you source all this sort of thing from? You know, the polystyrene ball, the pins, the right fabric for the job, and it's a beautiful metallic fabric that you've got as well, isn't it?
You know, we've been doing lots of sewing kits over the last 3 years, really. We've been producing the kits. And I've always worked with the Christmas traditional metallic fabrics. And the reason for that is, one, I love them and they're colours that I'm drawn to, and I like all the traditional colours for Christmas. But by bringing different colour combinations back each year, it means if you bought a kit from us a couple of years ago, that they're still all naturally coordinate. So year on year, you can be adding to your collections and they're all coordinating as if perhaps you feel like you've run out of time one year, they're there next year and we'll go with the next fabrics.
And I know we've all been there where we've seen maybe metallic fabric and touched it and it's been a bit coarse or a bit crispy. It's just felt a little bit cheap. This quality fabric is superb. It really, really is. Incredibly soft. It's not brittle or crispy or anything like that.
You could definitely, and this is another question I get asked. We've been doing these kits, this is I think the third time we've brought them back here on Hobbymaker. I get asked quite a lot, could you use a lighter weight, a polycotton weight fabric? You could, you definitely could. But what I've found, having tested that myself, is that the quality of the fabric makes the world of difference.
Yeah.
Because naturally, you know, you'll pop your pin in there and it might pull a little bit on the polycotton. Whereas the 100% cotton, you know, and the process as well, you know, if you're working with a lighter weight, you'd probably find it need a little press. With this one, it's, you know, a morning or afternoon with your friends or an evening in front of the TV, and none of that, you know, additional equipment needed.
I mean, okay, in the kit you're going to get the fabric that we're showing you here today, but if you've got fabric at home that you've been wondering what to do with, maybe you've bought some expensive designer fabric and you're thinking, I want something that's worthy of the quality of that fabric, then to make an ornament that's going to be on display every year for decades to come in your home, what better way to use
Well,
nice fabric?
we absolutely, and it's a lovely way. I mean, I don't throw anything away, no remnant of fabric at all. You know, I find something to do with each of them. And this is a great scrap busting project. So if you've got those really special fabrics that mean something to you, maybe you've made a larger project, a quilt, but you've got some little remnants left, it's a nice way to showcase those as well.
And how big are the squares? I know these are pre-cut in the kits.
It's a secret.
Is it? Okay. Or is that you can't remember?
One or the other for sure, one or the other. So what we're going to do now, so I've just started piling those up. So you've got your 2 reds that are folded without your pins, and then we've got 8 for your little poinsettia there. So what I'll do is I'll start by showing you how to score your ball there. So on your ball, you'll have a seam. You might not see that there on the camera, but there's a seam all the way around, and they're the lines that we're working up to. So what we're going to do is to just pinch the top and the bottom. There is a little guide there anyway, but we want to make sure we're working directly opposite. And all we're going to do is to just put a cross on the top.
Right.
And we'll repeat that on the opposite side as well. And that cross basically just allows us to take that fabric and the fold of the fabric, the creases in the fabric, we're simply aligning that on top. So they rest on top there. Just hold this into position and then we're going to pin. So
one pin in each of the 4 corners.
One pin in each corner. That's it.
Okay, I can do this.
You can definitely do this. I've seen you do it
done
before.
it. Yeah.
We had our own little workshop going on
Yeah,
when we
did.
launched these, didn't
Absolutely,
we?
Yeah, we did. And they proved really popular as well. And you've still got plenty of time to do this. You know, I don't know whether you've already got your decorations up. Then if you have, we'll add this to it in a week or so's time. But, you know, if you're not putting yours up until the weekend or whatever, we'll rush these kits to you. You should get them in a couple of days, shouldn't you?
Yeah, and, you know, even if they're not there when you put them up, it's a lovely thing to add to them as well, isn't it? You know, it's the whole process of, you know, creating something for yourself. So what we've got here on the top, so you've then got your creases that you can see. We're then going to take one of the red pieces and push this through. So we're pushing this through the centre here, making sure those raw edges there are lining up. Now, if you're doing the patchwork ball, for this particular technique, all you're doing is taking the top and folding this down. In fact, you do this on both. So I'll show you for the patchwork one, and you pin through, opposite side. So we're creating a triangle.
Yeah.
Now, when you're doing the patchwork ball, the technique is super simple. So for the patchwork one, we simply then put a pin on each side there, on each corner. So you're pinning that down.
Okay.
We then work on the opposite side, and you end up with 4. So if you have a little look at your ball there, you'll see that you've got 4 triangles tucked underneath, and that's the section that creates that star.
Right. In the centre there.
So for the poinsettia, you're just going one step further here. So instead of pinning those down as we did with the patchwork, we're simply folding this across.
Ah, that creates that little
And that
pleat in
gives
the
you
middle.
that lovely pleat for that centre of the petal. So to do this, what we're doing, where you've got that centre fold there, we're bringing this across, and that sits about 1/4 of an inch. It doesn't have to be exact. They're all going to overlap, and then your ribbon covers all the raw edges. So don't be too You know, don't be too fussy or critical on yourself because it works itself out. So you're folding this across down to the bottom, taking a pin. So for the first one, we'll pin, and then bringing the second one across. And that's created one of our petals there.
The beauty of us at Hobbymaker is that obviously if you're ordering this kit, when it arrives in the next couple of days, you can watch this show back if you want to. It's always on our website for a good couple of weeks after it goes out. And you can still order from those shows as well. But you've got almost like a little workshop with you on demand, really.
Definitely. Now for the second one, what we're going to do here, what we want to happen is for this to butt up against the first petal.
Yeah.
So if we fold this down to create that triangle, like so. So we've done 1, 2, and then we're going to take the point, bring this across, 1, 2. So if we fold all of that in one go, and then you can just slide this across and tuck this into the next one. Okay. That's right. So you just folding, doing all your folding techniques, pivoting that around until those are butting up against each other.
Right.
And we'll repeat that another 6 times, so we end up with 8 petals there on the top.
Okay. So remember,
again,
we've got the choice of the patchwork or the poinsettia. Just to remind you, as Kerrie carries on with that, just to show you again, the patchwork one, they're only $13.99 each. This is the patchwork one. You get all the fabric pre-cut, so all that hard work's been done for you. You get all the pins, the polystyrene bauble, and also that fantastic ribbon to make the little bow and the hanging strap on the top there. All of that is only £13.99. And you heard what Kerrie said, it would only take you about a couple of hours, even if you're a novice, to do this from start to finish. Hello, Debbie in Derbyshire, you're in, going for this. Also, Yasmin in Hampshire, I think you're going for the poinsettia, which is what's on the screen, I think, at the moment. Yeah, the poinsettia's on the screen at the moment. So the poinsettia is for this one. Okay, so if you love the poinsettia flower, obviously there's the poinsettia in the centre of the bauble. This is the one that I know Debbie's going for, Yasmin in Hampshire's going for as well. But imagine that as the centrepiece on your Christmas tree. Or where are you going to hang it? Are you going to hang it maybe either side of the fireplace? Are you going to hang it from a door handle, lights? Maybe you're going to go for multiples. Maybe you're going for a few of these. But what a beautiful thing to have in the home. Love it. And it doesn't take you long. I mean, that's coming together quite quickly, isn't it?
It comes together really nice and quick. They're nice to do as well. I'm really passionate about encouraging children to have a go, or and we see when we do the exhibitions, you know, that there's lots of people coming across and saying, what sort of projects can I do, you know, when the grandchildren are over, or, you know, and this is a lovely project to do, you know, they tend to pick it up faster than us, to be honest. You know, you show the children something and they've got it straight away.
Yep.
But it's a nice project if you want to do something together, you know, and that's always there, isn't it? You know, that's always a memory for both of you.
And also, it's not messy.
Yes.
You're not going to get glitter all over the carpet. You're not going to get glue all over you. You know, there's nothing messy at all about this.
Oh, do you know, you're absolutely right there. I'm doing lots of, my son's decided he wants to make his own paper chains this year for his bedroom.
Cool.
So we've been drawing, doing little designs every night onto them. And then he said to me the other day, something missing, and I went, glitter, and he was like, yes. And then I thought, oh
no,
gosh,
my big mouth.
what have I done?
Me and my mouth.
It was a great idea. It's obviously a great idea. I mean, I love glitter, but it gets everywhere, doesn't it? It's like a little trail following me everywhere.
Has he made them yet or not?
Pardon?
Has he made them yet?
We're doing it all the way up until we put our tree up. So we tend to do our Christmas tree the first weekend in December. Yeah. That's always been our tradition. So we're seeing how many we can make until then.
Yeah, I used to make paper chains when I was a kid.
I was so happy when he said, "Shall we make paper chains?" Because my 2 older children, you know, they're not interested particularly in making paper chains, drawing and doing glittery projects. So I was thrilled when he wanted to do this with me.
Brilliant. So there's the poinsettia taking shape. It doesn't take long. And remember, there's pictured instructions as well as the actual written word in the pattern as well. And remember, we've got the patterns on their own. If you've got fabrics yourself, and of course the sizes that you need to cut the fabric to and all of that will be in the pattern. That's why you didn't tell me what the size was, because it's in the pattern. You need to have the pattern. It dawned on me after you said that. I thought, why is she not telling me? Because it's in the pattern. You need the pattern to know the sizes of everything. So the 2 patterns together, you could buy those for the patchwork and the poinsettia for $13.99, or the kit, which is incredible value when you consider all the fabrics in there, the baubles in there, the ribbons in there, and the pattern for either the poinsettia and the patchwork, okay? So $13.99, what's on the screen at the moment? The poinsettia one. So that's the poinsettia. So remember, the poinsettia will look like this after you've done it. And yeah, again, real positive, there's no mess with this. Kids can get involved, the whole family can get involved. And lots of you going for more than one of these as well. Something that honestly looks absolutely gorgeous and will become an heirloom of the future and an annual decoration that you'll look forward to getting out. And you know, in years to come, when maybe the kids, if they're quite young now, have grown up and they come over with their other halves and that sort of thing. Do you remember that Christmas we sat down and did?
It's so true. It's so lovely to do things. I've got a very special decoration from my my oldest son. He's 17 now, and he came home and he'd got a lump of clay. And I was like, that's very nice. What is that? And he said, it's a teapot, Mum. I was like, oh, is it? And he said, obviously. And it literally is. It's like the teacher's given him the clay and said, make something, and he's gone. And left it there. And I've still got it, and I still look at it. And, you know, he didn't put any colour or anything, but it just brings so much, you know, it really makes me laugh when I think about it, especially that he thought it was a teapot.
Yeah, absolutely. And decorations for Christmas kind of stay with you and memories stay with you. I don't know where it is now, but when I was a kid growing up, we used to have a little silver horn that my mum and dad said to me used to belong to my grandparents.
Yeah.
And it used to become tradition. Every year it came out of the packaging and I used to blow it before I put it on the tree.
Yeah.
I don't know where that is now, but yeah, memories like that stay with you for the whole life, don't they? They really do. So it's going to be something, you know, quality time for the family, putting this together, but it's something of beauty that you can enjoy looking at and admiring for years to come. So there's the poinsettia details. That is DAL 103. It'll be with you in the next couple of days, and it only takes a couple of hours to put together. So that's the poinsettia one. And then the patchwork, I know at this time of the morning, lots of you are kind of, you know, one eye open, one eye closed, gradually coming to, gradually welcoming Thursday. This one is your patchwork. And if you can go for both, I think they complement each other beautifully, but they are completely different designs. Out of each of them, which is the easiest one to do? Or
the patchwork.
Patchwork's the easiest.
Yeah.
So if you are a beginner and you want the easiest way, then this one perhaps is the one to go for. That's on the screen now, and it's $13.99. And they're both suitable.
They're both suitable for a beginner. And when I took these on Tuesday with my friends, I sort of said, this is the easiest one. But if you look at the patchwork ball, the one that you're holding there, you've got 4 layers on that one.
Right.
Poinsettia, you've got 3. So, you know, it's weighing up the pros and cons. Do you want to do those layers? But these are perfect for beginners. You know, you really can't go wrong. The trickiest part about the poinsettia is that little bit that I've done there. And once you've got that, you know, that folding technique and you're butting it up against it, you know, your petals might end up a little bit slimmer than mine or a little bit bigger. You can always remove the pin, pop it back in and reposition should you need to.
Terrific. Okay, well, that's our first little project for you today. Now, we've got lots in the show, tons to get through, including the Hobbymaker Highlight, which is launching at 7 o'clock. Now, we've got heirloom quality crackers that you can make, fabric crackers that are reusable coming up at 7 o'clock this morning, and they won't take very long to make either. So that's going to be our Hobbymaker Highlight. But we've also got lots of things like fabric in here as well. We've got our sewn with scraps, which I know is a very popular.
We have. We've got lots today.
Absolutely. Shall I move on to those?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, let me show you the sewn with scraps. Now, what that means is basically everything that you need to make these projects is in the bag here. Now, this is something that Kerrie is pretty well known for. You can actually make 6 items out of the fabric that's in this packet today. Now, you've got the patterns and the fabric to make the fold-over bag, which is basically this here. So you can make 2 of those. We've got the bottle bag. Now, I think probably most families at least give someone in the family or a friend a bottle at Christmas. Why not present them the beautiful bag with a bottle of your choice inside, maybe a bottle of wine or something like that. And also we've got the mini tote as well, this little bag here too with the handles. So to make all 3 of those, you need the patterns, they're in there. To make 2 of each of them, you need enough fabric. That's all in there as well. And it's MPL 192 for the sewn with scraps from Kerrie. Living with Loveliness is her brand. And very popular it's been as well. So everything you need is in there, is it?
Everything you need is in there. So you've got a metre of that beautiful, I'm working with that fabric today. So you've got that, again, that lovely holly metallic fabric in there. You've got a metre of your polycotton, which is used for the lining. You've got a metre and a half of your lightweight interfacing, your buttons and your ribbon. So everything is in there, and you can get 6 of the bags. So 2 of each design from this. So what I'd recommend with doing that is just placing the templates on before you start cutting and, you know, to get the most out of that fabric.
Now, if you want to know what fabric you're going to be getting, obviously you can use these patterns in here with any fabric that you've got at home anyway. But you've got this beautiful red, green, holly and berry fabric, a lovely dark green plain cotton, the interfacing and everything's in there as well, like Kerrie was saying, and the patterns to make these bags over and over and over again. Now, what would you expect to pay for a kit like this? There's enough in here to make 6 bags, 2 of each of these designs. Let's get that price in, shall we? Now, the price you're going to see is not the actual price you're going to be paying. It's going to come in at £29.99. Now, Kerrie has been very, very kind. We asked her if she could do some black tag deals for us this week. Normally, the price of this would be £29.99. So basically, it works out £5 per item when you consider you can make 6 bags in total. 2 bottle bags, 2 fold over bags and 2 tote bags. So amazing value already at £29.99. But because it's Black Tag Week at Hobbymaker, we don't want to give you the full price. We want to give you a discounted price, and we're going to take it down to £24.99. £24.99 for everything that you can see here. You've got 6 presents in there for £24.99, haven't you?
Absolutely. And hopefully next year you'll get your present back in the lovely bag that you made.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, give a bottle bag as a present and then get it filled for next year.
I'm all for reusing.
Absolutely, brilliant idea.
And you haven't got to take it home with a sticky tape either, like you would do if you've got your normal gift bags.
So £24.99 is going to let you make all of that?
All of those. So you'll make 2 of the wine bags, you'll make 2 of the little tote bags, and then you'll make 2. I always think these look like a little sandwich bag.
Or like a messenger bag.
Yeah, definitely. And they're nice if you've got a, something, perhaps a diamond ring that you want to be secure in the bag. They're the lovely ones to be working with.
So, yeah, they're really cute. Really, really sweet. Like a little mini messenger bag. There we go. Like that a lot. So that's the fabric you're going to be getting as well. Oh, very similar. Sorry, it's not exactly the fabric you're going to be getting. You're going to get that fabric there, which is the holly and the berries, and the dark green too. Now, are these...
This is that one in
Oh, okay.
there.
There it is. That's the fabric. There we go. Isn't that lovely? Yeah, I like that a lot. So enough to make 2 of those, 2 of these, and 2 of these. Could have had a bottle in it. Mind you, it's too early. Yeah. £24.99. Now, are these easy to do as well?
They're all really easy projects. So this series, the Sew Me Scrap series, was designed to show you how to get the most from your fabrics and as beginner-friendly projects. So, you have got 3 different bag designs in there. So if you're just starting out, you want something nice and easy to work with, each of these are really simple projects as their own sort of project, and they make nice little... They were designed for gift bags, but they're a nice little tote to put your bits and bobs in as well.
OK. Which one are you going to be making?
So I'm going to do the ruby tote today. I'm going to show you how to make the ruby tote. So the best thing to do, now the pattern instruction booklet will show you how to cut your fabric and then put your interfacing on individually to each of those pieces of fabric. What I'd recommend, just for speed and ease of this project, is take your interfacing out of the bag, out of your kit, sorry, and iron it onto the back of your red lovely fabric, or your own fabrics if you're using those. You may find, like I've got here, that you need to piece a little bit onto your project. This is going on the inside, you're not going to see that. But to get the most from your kit and to ensure that you can make those 6 projects, you may need to overlap a little bit of interfacing. So what I did here is I've put the interfacing across the project, and then I've just cut the little excess pieces, and we're going to pop this on the back. So when you're using the interfacing that we've supplied in the kit, it's really easy to work with. You're feeling for that side where it's got your glue dots on there.
Yeah.
Or you can see that as well when you look at the sheen of your interfacing. I tend to press from the fabric side. You can use a pressing cloth if you want to, because we don't want any of that fusible interfacing to transfer onto your iron there. So the first step is to stabilise those 2 pieces of fabric. The next step here is to create those handles. So again, I'd already gone ahead and popped the interfacing onto the back of the handles. So for this, what we're going to do is to press this in half. So wrong side of the fabric, or interface inside of your fabric. We're going to fold this in half lengthwise there and just give this a little press. Same on the opposite, or on the second handle even. And then what we're going to do is bring the raw edges into that fold line that we've just created. So you fold those into the centre and then fold across again to make that lovely little handle. And you can see here as well that, you know, if you, as this was intended, your scraps, that really is probably what you'd find in your scrap, your scrap collection. And the same on the opposite side. So there's two raw edges meeting in the centre and then folding these.
And of course, you're getting the Christmas fabric in the Sewing with Scraps kit as well, but you've got the pattern and you can make those bags out of any fabric that you've got as well for any season of the year.
And, you know, they're great, even sort of once you've got the pattern for little Easter bags. And we've just had Halloween, haven't we? So, you know, again, using them later in the year, if you're getting this time round, they're the perfect size little treat bag as well to use up your fabrics.
I mean, it could be that you've got a little four-legged friend in the house and you want to put their doggy treats.
Yeah, that's a nice idea.
Because it's quite funny in our house at Christmas. We've got a cat, and my sister-in-law and her to-be husband have got a beagle.
Oh,
and when Herbie comes to visit, they don't
has
get
to have
on.
a present.
They don't get on. One's
they don't
upstairs.
get on.
No, one's upstairs. One's
That's like mine. I've got a mischievous dog. He doesn't like other dogs at all.
The dog's not the problem; it's the cat.
Oh,
The cat
right.
just won't make friends with any other four-legged creature. So, yeah. Always a fun time.
We live on the corner house, so every time, even if a little bit of wind, he's barking at everything. As soon as he gets close up to a dog, or he sort of shimmers away, but he's barking at a distance. He's very brave from a distance. My little Teddy is. So all I've done here, I've used a zigzag stitch. So all I've done is just sewn along the edge of that fabric there. Now, in the pattern booklet, what I get you to do is do that on both sides, but just for today, I'm only doing that just to bring those together. So we've got our two handles there. Now, the measurements for your placement of everything is in your pattern booklet. You can take the measurements from there or use your mat ruler, whatever you've got. But the easiest thing, if you haven't got mats and rulers and you're using scissors, is simply just to line this up about an inch from the edge there, if you like, or 3 finger spaces in if you've not got cutting mat and rulers, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And you're going to place the handle on top, so pattern facing towards you. Take your lining, so this is the lining of your fabric. So place that lining there, pin through the handle there to stop it twisting, and then just open this back up again, an inch in from the edge there, or for ease, 3 finger spaces in. Now you will find that tries to twist because of how sturdy that is. That's why we pin through the layers there.
Right. What a great way to wake up in the morning. If you're watching us, maybe you're sat in bed with a cup of tea or coffee, message in, say hello. You can do that via our website, hobbymaker.co.uk. It's got contact the studio and there's a little bar that you can send a message to and we can put it on the screen and say, hi, tell us what you're up to. Maybe you're in your sewing room already at this time of the morning.
Do you know, it is the best time of the morning, for me anyway, certainly for me. I'm an early bird. I get up early. Yeah. I love getting it as much done as I can. And there is no better time to get up and sew because it's just normally me and the dog and a hot cup of tea.
No interference.
Yes.
No interruptions.
I was going to say, nobody say, Mum, can you do this? Or can you do this? Or, it is just wonderful. I'm so productive at this time of the morning. And it's just nice to have the peace and quiet. I like no TV and just that nice hour to myself.
Unless you've got Hobbymaker on, of course.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yes, very true.
I mean, a lot of people have Hobbymaker on all day long as company. You're in your craft room, making cards, sewing something, quilting or whatever, and you have it on in the background just as a little bit of company, but also occasionally something comes along and you think, oh, I wouldn't mind that.
See, when I sort of get up and start sewing early, even Hobbymaker's not on at that time, so when it does come on, and of course Sewing Street, then I'll have that in the background to keep me company. It's just nice to have the inspiration, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think all of us, we go through creative blocks and I find at this time of year as well, it's a lot of effort sometimes, isn't it, to do it? Whereas if you're surrounded by that and you've got a lot of inspiration and ideas in front of you, it's
like-minded people.
Definitely.
We have got some gorgeous festive fabric in the show as well, which we're selling by the half metres, so we'll get to that in a minute as well. Lots of choices. If you want to make your table runners and things like that, there's still time to do that, of course.
So all I've done here is just sewn that handle together through those layers.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do next is to open this up, place this onto the table, and what we're doing now, I'll just get rid of that template, is marrying up the pattern fabric and the lining fabric. It doesn't matter which way your handles go. Because you've got the interfacing in there, it'll naturally try and push its way out. Just face them towards either side, it doesn't matter. And what I tend to do here where that seam is, the same as I would in patchwork and quilting, just because I find it easier, push one seam to the left, one seam to the right, and slide a pin through there. And the same on the opposite side as well. So one to the left, one to the right, slide a pin through. And what we're doing here is we're going to leave, did I bring my pencil with me? Possibly not. We're going to leave a turning gap. I think I've got one. Yeah, I have there.
Ah, right.
I thought I might have there. So I'm just going to put a little turning gap here. That's just to remind me of where I'm not sewing.
Yeah.
So I'm then going to sew to the end here, finish with a reverse stitch, take it off the machine, or this machine's really good actually, it trims the thread, sew along the bottom. So each time I start and finish, I'm reverse stitching, sewing along and again finishing with a reverse stitch here. So we're not sewing this section because that's how we're going to box our corners. So I'll continue to sew all the way around and finish there with a reverse stitch.
Okay. It's pretty simple so far.
It's very simple. You'll be surprised how fast this comes together, actually.
And remember, the details on the screen, if you just switch your TV on this morning, it's for the Sewn with Scraps from Kerrie and Living in Loveliness, enough to make 6 bags. 2 of each of these. So 2 with the handle, the tote, mini tote, 2 with the one that's got the flap on it, which is that one just there, 2 of those, and 2 of the wine bottle bags as well. So 6 bags you can make from this kit for $24.99. And remember, you're going to get the festive fabric, but the patterns mean that you can make them out of any fabric that you've got at home as well. Maybe you're thinking, well, I'll keep the festive fabric maybe for next Christmas now, because I've done all the sewing I need to do for this Christmas, and then use other fabric with the patterns that are in here. For $24.99, it's an absolute steal, you know, and it works out about £4 per product, per bag, all in. And the patterns there, you can keep on repeating and use and use and use again. So Jacqueline's in. Hello, Jacqueline. Christina in Cambridgeshire as well. Both of you have checked out on this particular item today. Lots more coming through, putting it in your basket. And is Sewn for Scraps one of your most popular things that you do?
So initially when I started designing patterns, I started writing patterns because what I was finding when I was teaching is people would come to their first class, get really excited, go away and buy lots of fat quarters.
Yep.
And then they'd arrive at the next class with just this beautiful bundle of fat quarters and then stop and say, you know, what can I make for fat quarters? So we designed a whole series and we designed 22 issues of how to use your fat quarters. But what I was finding from those patterns is even though we were making 3 projects from your 4 fat quarters, there was still some scraps left behind.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Sewn with Scraps came from.
Gotcha.
So it's, you know, I'm really passionate about using up your remnants, getting the most for your money, very thrifty. And this particular one, issue 1, this is the most popular one from the Sewn with Scraps series.
And, you know, you've already done a bit of a bauble. You've almost finished a bag, and we're not even through the first show. So, you know, they don't take long to do.
Speedy sewing this morning. So what we're doing next, so I've sewn all the way around there. I've not sewn the corners. And to box these corners, so to give them that nice structure at the bottom, then we're just simply pulling these out. And again, on that seam, it is a small piece of fabric now, so I'm not going to pin this. 1 seam to the left, 1 to the right. And I'm simply going to repeat the same on all 4 sides, starting with a reverse stitch and finishing with a reverse stitch as well.
Now, I will give you details again fairly soon of those baubles, those amazing traditional Christmas baubles. Also, we've got some fabric by the ½ metre, which you're going to love when I show you that in a minute. And we've also got, if you struggle with wrapping for Christmas, we've actually got A4 boxes in the show, 40 of them at a crazy price. So that could be your Christmas wrapping solution solved, or your problem at Christmas solved. Those are coming up soon. And then we've got the Hobbymaker highlight at 7 o'clock. Make your own crackers. Lots to look forward to.
There's lots to look forward to today. I'm liking the storage box idea myself, actually.
Yeah.
It's always at this time of the year that I start thinking, you know, I'm slowing down a little bit. It's time to start reorganising.
Yeah.
And definitely, you know, when January arrives, it's definitely a reorganisation because it looks a bit bare and, you know, it's nice to have that little bit of time to reorganise, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Something nice to keep all your decorations and your bags and your baubles in as well.
But also keeping your Christmas cards in as well if you're taking them to different events to sell.
Yeah, definitely.
Conditions, so.
We do lots of exhibitions and storage is always the most important thing, really nice, sturdy.
Things can easily get damaged in transit, so.
Yeah. Right, so I've done that on all 4 sides now,
Yeah.
just onto that raw edge. And that little turning gap that I left earlier, all we're going to do now is poke into the furthest corner. There we go. And we're just pushing through that hole. Now, there is interfacing on here, of course, but it's not that stiff. It's a lightweight interfacing. If you wanted to add some structure to them, you know, you want them to stand even more proud on themselves, then go for the heavyweight interfacing.
And we have both of those in the show as well, the lightweight and the heavyweight.
But the lightweight is perfect for these little projects. So all I've done here is, again, just push that inside so we can see there that we have the lining. And the last thing to do to finish off this little bag is to just give it another little press, and then we would top stitch around the edge.
Love it.
So there's your first little
Excellent.
bag.
Okay, well, let's give you some details of things that you may want to pop in your basket and check out with today. We've got some black tag deals from Kerrie and Living with Loveliness. Now, this is the Sewn with Scraps kit, okay? So this is what you could be making that bag from. You get that lovely holly and berry fabric and also the dark green fabric in there too, and your interfacing as well. It's all included, plus the pattern for the fold-over bag, the handled bag, and the bottle bag, but there's enough in here to make 2 of each. So you can make 6 projects, 6 bags in total for $24.99. It's a discounted price, a black tag price down from $29.99 to $24.99 if you'd like that one. Can I quickly give you the details of the baubles as well? If you've only just surfaced, you may not have watched the first part of the show because we've actually got the kits in the show today that will allow you to make these amazing baubles. Now the patchwork one is this one, okay? The one with the white on it. Now, you get full instructions, there's no mess, there's no glue, it's basically pins that pop into the polystyrene ball. All of your fabric is cut to size already. The size is the imperative thing, and that's what will be detailed in the pattern. So you're gonna get everything you need to make this one, which is the patchwork. So details coming up for the patchwork. You get the ribbon as well to hang it from, and you can hang it on the tree, hang it wherever you like. Maybe on the door handle. There we are, £13.99. Gets you everything that you need to make it. And of course, you've then got the pattern, which means that you can make other baubles in other coloured fabrics if you want to as well. But it's a very simple procedure, very simple process. Takes you about 2 hours tops to do, but look at it. It will look great on a garland, maybe up the stairway, on the tree, wherever you want to hang it is absolutely fine. And it's something that you'll get out every year. I said, do you remember the year that we made those? When we saw Kerrie and Dave on Hobbymaker. There you go, £13.99 to make that one. The other one is the poinsettia. Similar sort of process, and again, full pictured instructions are included with the pattern as well. But there's the poinsettia in the centre, and it's basically folding fabric and pinning it. No glue, no mess, and it looks incredible, doesn't it? So each of these are just £13.99 all in, everything you need to actually make it from start to finish. Now, I did mention we got some fabrics, and I'm going to have to take my notes with me because they're called different things, and the fabrics we're selling by the half metre. Now, obviously, you can make all sorts from fabric, but I'm thinking maybe with the festive designs we've got here, maybe table runners.
Table runners, or even your additional Sewn with Scraps projects, your little tote bags if you're going for just the pattern. They're lovely. I mean, the fabrics will be cut by the metre, so you could just go as simple as your tablecloth.
Okay, yeah, brilliant. Now, we're selling it by the half metre. Okay, now this is the first one. They've all got different names and different item numbers. So this one is KOL 146. It's Reindeer Snowflake in dark red, and you get a half metre by 54 inches. Half metre, and that's going to be £4.49. I think all of these are £4.49 for half a metre. So if you want a metre, that will be £9.98, and it will be a one piece.
It'll be cut on the continuous piece, yeah.
Maximum of how many metres? Or? It's infinite.
Till we sell out.
Okay, right. So buy the half metre, but if you order 2 metres, 3 metres, 4 metres, 4.5, whatever, it will be one long continuous piece. But isn't that a lovely design?
And you can see there you've got that lovely metallic snowflake.
Yeah.
So loving the little snowflake in there.
So that one is your reindeer snowflake, $4.49 for half a metre.
Will I have those off you?
The next one, oh, okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Next one is called, this is your Christmas bauble. Again, the backdrop is red, but you've got lovely camel colours and fawns in there as well. Quite retro, that one, a little bit.
Beautiful, isn't
lovely,
it?
yeah.
I think this is perfect for the little bags, actually. Or even a stocking. It'd look great as stockings.
Or again, like you said, tablecloth,
Yeah.
placemats, table runners, anything at all. Or maybe even you want to make a Christmas sack.
Yes.
Then these would be great for Christmas sacks. £4.49 for half a metre, but again, order as many of them as you want. And that's the Christmas bauble. Next, we've got the swirly metallic, which is this one. So there's the kind of swirly Christmas tree. And you've got the silver and the gold swirls on there as well. But the main base colour is a very dark green. It's not black. I don't know how it comes across on the screen, but it's a really rich, dark bottle green. £4.49 for half a metre. How many half metres do you want? Just order 2, 3, 4 or 5, and it'll all be one continuous piece. Kerrie will make sure of that. So that one is your swirly mosaic, swirly metallic. Next one is the Christmas calendar.
This is great for your Christmas sack.
Absolutely.
This is the perfect fabric. Or, because you've got, of course, all of the numbers scattered across, you could do some lovely fussy cutting on there and cut out your numbers and make a nice advent calendar.
I mean, we'll get it to you in the next couple of days, and it's still, a week to go before
Yep.
the 1st of December. So I don't know how nimble you are with a needle and thread or a sewing machine, but you could potentially make your own permanent advent calendar from this if you wanted to as well. Again, it's $4.49 per half metre. They've come down from $5.99 actually, so you've got a really good reduction, about 25% off.
Definitely. We have an elf on the shelf visit us as well every year.
Do you?
So a rosette from these would be lovely, actually. You could make the days that he's visiting, or
Yeah.
little brooches for him, how many days he's visited and got up to mischief.
It's a great idea, actually, like that. So that one's the Christmas calendar. Next is my favourite, I think. I love this. You know me and stags.
I've kept some of this back for a new Christmas dress. I love this.
Have you?
I love
Did you
this
make the dress you're wearing?
my friend makes all my dresses,
Oh,
so...
wow.
But I always choose my favourite of the new fabrics in. But I love this. I love the vibrancy and the beautiful colours.
Now, this one's the rainbow reindeer. I love it. Isn't that lovely? Rich dark blue background, but again, you've got the multicoloured rainbow stag and reindeer leaping across that. I can see you in a dress like that.
I love this. I
Yeah.
just love it. And I really like the navy in this as well. You know, sometimes it's particularly difficult to make things for my boys, and I just think when it's got a navy print in there or that deep bottle green, it's just, you know, it naturally goes.
And if you're having people around for Christmas lunch and you've done your table runner and your placemats out of this, I'm sure that you'll get compliments and comments on that as well. £4.49 if you want the rainbow reindeer. That's my favourite, I must admit. And then 2 more. This next one is your... This one's the Christmas reindeer. Yeah. Christmas reindeer. This is a metallic one again. So you've got white reindeer and a metallic star and a metallic reindeer.
Lots of metallic in this one.
Yeah, loads.
Look at the shimmer in that.
Love it. £4.49.
This will work perfect in the next project we'll be showing you as well.
Yes. What, the crackers?
The crackers.
Yeah.
I'd love to make the crackers in this, actually, just looking at that.
LPL 195, £4.49 per half metre. And then finally, the last one is this one just here, which is the swirly metallic. There's your swirly metallic. So they're all pictured on the website, I believe, as well, if you've missed any of the item numbers or any of the patterns. There we go. So all of them down from $5.99 for a half metre to $4.49, and no matter how many half metres you order, obviously if it's in different fabrics, that'll be different pieces, but if it's in the same fabric, multi-order half metres, that'll all be one continuous piece. AQL 119. Is your item number there, £4.49. Now, I mentioned the storage boxes. Let me just show you what they're like. Now, here they are. You're actually going to get 40. Now, they come flat packed, and they're actually really well designed because they can be craft on the outside and white on the inside, or craft on the inside, like this one is, and white on the outside. You just fold them the opposite direction because there's no glue, no sellotape, no sticking or anything like that. So basically a case of folding them and everything slots together perfectly. So it could be that you're making your own selection box. Maybe someone in the family's got special dietary needs and you want to put together maybe, I don't know, a vegan selection box or something like that.
Nice.
Or you want to store your cards, or you want to store anything, to be honest with you. Make your own selection boxes. It's up to you. You get 40 A4 cardboard storage boxes. Now, what would you expect to pay for boxes like this? I mean, I could pay, I reckon, probably at least, what, $1.99 each?
At least, yeah.
If you bought them singularly?
I'm really interested to see these because they would make nice kit boxes.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would actually. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, put your kits in
So
there.
if you're producing things like that and doing craft fairs and things, these are perfect, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. So whether they are for storage for yourself, whether they're actually to put products in to sell, whether you're thinking, okay, this is perfect, I can't be bothered with wrapping paper and sticky tape and all that sort of thing. My mum always struggles with tape and things like that and fastenings at Christmas. So she much prefers boxes and bags.
Yeah.
And you can decorate these, obviously.
Yeah, I think these would be lovely, wouldn't they? You know, if you're making gifts for Christmas and you want to have the whole handmade effect, you know, stamping on there or doing your Santangle doodles on there would just be spectacular.
I mean, if you were paying £2 a box or $1.99, and I wouldn't put it past any shop selling them for that, you'd be looking at £80 for 40 of them. What are we doing today? The Black Tag event. What can we give you? 40 flat pack boxes. They take seconds to put together as well, and they're strong and they're very, very rigid. 25.48 for 40. So that works out to about 60p a box.
Oh, I don't know. I was just nodding, thinking they're a great price.
That is the final price, isn't it, Alex? Yeah. Final price for 40 boxes, £25.48. They don't come made up, you have to make them up. But as you can probably tell, they are an absolute doddle. I mean, you know, to send 40 flat back boxes in the post, they'll weigh quite a bit. We'll send them to your door for £3.95, and that's the cap P&P for all your day's orders. So if you order something later on this afternoon and you've already bought these or bought anything from Kerrie this morning, you won't pay any more postage than the £3.95. But they are a problem solver, aren't they? Think about your craft room. Maybe you've got bits and pieces everywhere. You've got stamps everywhere. You've got dies everywhere. You've got finished cards everywhere that are being crushed or being sat on or being knocked over. If you're putting them in the back of the car to take them to the church fete or whatever it might be where you sell your cards, put them in boxes like this. You can label them, you can decorate them, you can wrap them with Christmas paper if you want to. But what a problem solver. 40 of them for £25.48, working out to about 60 pence per box.
Yeah.
Now, we've got a message coming through. That's always nice to hear from you first thing in the morning. From Christine in Lancashire. Oh, no, it's not. It's Lorraine in Nottinghamshire. Hello, Lorraine. Morning, Lorraine. Nice to hear from you. She said, I waited 5 years to find something to make with my dad's shirts fabric after he passed away. I used your bauble idea. They are lovely.
Oh,
wow.
That's really
Oh, my
special.
word.
That's beautiful.
What?
Actually,
what a thing to do.
it's really special, that is, and I'm, you know, it makes me really happy to hear things like that. Another lady actually sent a photo in the last time we had the patchwork one, and she printed some photos onto photo paper and put the photos in the centre in replace of the star. So that was really lovely as well. It's just, that's a lovely way to showcase your things, and of course that comes out, so they're there with you every year.
Lorraine, thank you. What a lovely thing to do. Oh, and so special as well. So that's another twist on it that I've never really thought of. Yeah.
No,
if you've got
I
very
never
special
thought about
fabrics at
that.
home, old clothes like Lorraine's talking about, even baby clothes when they've grown out of them and things like that.
Baby clothes are great. My recommendation, if you're going to use baby clothes, a lot of baby clothing is like a t-shirty fabric and jersey fabric. Use your lightweight interfacing, so cut your fabric, you know, just cut the t-shirt or baby grow, whatever it is, into one piece, lightweight interfacing on the back, then cut your squares.
Right.
And it'll be much easier to work with.
Well, Lorraine, thank you for that message. That's really special this morning. Didn't think of that. So if you want to do something similar, maybe, if you've got very special fabric that you hold dear to your heart and you want to have out on display rather than just being kept in a drawer somewhere or in a wardrobe somewhere, remember the actual kits are coming with all the fabric that you need to make them in this design. But of course, the pattern means you can use them again and again and again with other fabrics you've got at home. So this one is the patchwork, which is the easiest of the two. They're both really simple, very easy, but this is the easiest of the two of them. And that's £13.99 for the kit today. The polystyrene bauble, pins, fabric, it's all in there for you. And the details are coming up for that right now. And it only takes about 2 hours from start to finish to do this. And it really is simple. It's literally fabric folding. That's all you have to do, just fabric folding. And there it is, XFL179. That's the patchwork one. £13.99. And before we go on to our Hobbymaker highlight, which we will do fairly soon, I'll just give you details again of the poinsettia. And don't forget, all those fabrics by the half metre, they're on the show as well. They're there for you to select and mix and match whatever fabrics you like. But you're going to get the fabric to make this exact bauble if you go for the poinsettia one, which is £13.99. That's DAL103. That's what you get in the box, okay? So you get all the pre-cut square fabric. We won't tell you the size, because obviously you need the pattern to know the size of the squares, but they'll be pre-cut for you. Plus you get the pins, and you get the polystyrene bauble, and you also get the ribbon too. So that's the first hour done and dusted. I think we're going to take a short break. And then when we come back, we're going to go to our Hobbymaker highlight this morning at 7 o'clock. It's make your own crackers, reusable crackers, year after year after year from Kerrie's Fabric. Don't go away. Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
Get ready to make the season brighter than ever and craft your Christmas live with Sarah. Join us for the most fabulous and festive night out as Sarah takes to the stage to show you how to turn your home into a winter wonderland. Cozy, bright and full of magic, Christmas is Sarah's favourite season, and she's got so many fantastic tips, money-saving tricks and creative ideas to bring your handmade Christmas to life. Find out how to reuse pieces from around the home and craft with your family to light up the festive season with joy and sparkle. From beautiful baubles and surprises to hang on the tree to the cutest cards for friends and family. Give a little more with your gift wrapping, craft keepsakes to cherish and make your Christmas table look extra special. We'll be touring 13 theatres up and down the UK from the 19th of November till the 11th of December. Tickets start from just £30 with VIP packages also available. You're all invited to craft your Christmas, so head over to Ticketmaster to book your seat today.
Here at Hobbymaker, we love seeing what you've been making, and it's our job to keep you inspired. So how does a £100 credit to your Hobbymaker account sound? Every month, we're going to be giving away a £100 credit to one lucky Hobbymaker's account. And all you have to do to enter is simply send a photo of your craft you makes to studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. We will be picking one winner each month at random, and we'll announce the lucky winner on air in the 5 PM show on the last Saturday of every month. So what are you waiting for? Get crafting, get motivated, and get inspired with Hobbymaker.
Are you having trouble finding the perfect gift? Then why not treat them to the new gift card from Hobbymaker at hobbymaker.co.uk. Simply scroll down to the bottom where it says gift cards, click and you'll be taken to the right place. Decide between posting the card or delivery by email, and then decide how much you want to add. You choose the value. So what do you get the crafter that's got everything? Why not treat yourself or them to the Hobbymaker gift card?
When you purchase anything on Hobbymaker, you have a 30-day money-back guarantee, meaning that you can shop with confidence. Happy shopping with Hobbymaker.
Morning everybody, just after 7 o'clock on Thursday morning, you're waking up with Hobbymaker, and every morning at 7 we launch a brand new Hobbymaker highlight, weekdays anyway. Lovely Kerrie is with me. Good to have you back.
It's nice to be back.
Yeah, and Kerrie's been here from 6 o'clock. If you missed the early show, if you don't wake up till 7, your alarm goes off at 7, you can watch back the 6 o'clock show whenever you choose later on today. It's on our website, and you just basically watch it back and see all those fantastic sewing bargains that we've had already today. Now, the Hobbymaker highlight is a 24-hour offer, only available until midnight tonight. So it goes live at midnight the last night, and then we air it at 7 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock in the afternoon as well. And this is your Hobbymaker highlight. These are adorable. They are reusable, permanent family crackers. How cool are these? And you can personalise them with embroidery on the front if you want to, or if you don't want to, you don't have to. But you've got enough here to make 4 of these amazing fabric crackers. And the fabric is included in the bundle, in the kit.
That's
Are they easy to do?
Very easy to do. Lovely and easy to do.
Let me show you the kit. All of this you get in the bundle. So you get the pattern, obviously, to make them. You get all that fabric. You even get your cracker snaps as well, so they make the bang if you want them to. You've got your embroidery, you've got your ribbon, and you get your templates, of course, as well, your embroidery thread. It's all in there to make, is it 5? 2, 4, there, 5. 5 crackers.
The kit will make 4 crackers.
Ah, right, okay. It's got 5 on the front, but it's 4 you can make in total. And what will that price be, I wonder? Shall we show you? MTL 187, it's the brand new Hobbymaker highlight for Thursday, and you'll bring them out year after year after year. And the lovely thing is you know what you put in them. $19.99, so it's basically a $5 a cracker, all the fabric, all the rolls that you need, everything you need to make your crackers, and they'll look great on anyone's table. And they're something a little bit special. And look, you're wondering how do you pull a fabric cracker? Look, they literally come apart like that. But if you put your snap in, it will make that bang when you pull it. But there's loads of room. You could put jewellery in there. You could put little scratch cards in there. You know, I've got a thing about crackers. I hate wasting money on crackers because usually what's inside a cracker is rubbish. It ends up in the bin by the end of Christmas Day.
That's very true.
But if you put things that you know someone's going to like in there, maybe you're a sewer, maybe you're into your crafting, you want to put maybe, I don't know, some threads in there or something like that, something you know the person's going to really appreciate and like.
Absolutely. So what I've done for mine, so these are actually the ones that I've made for my family. I've got individual little things, and my son in particular, Alex, that you're holding there, he loves jigsaw puzzles. So I've got him a transparent jigsaw puzzle for his, and you can fit that into there with some chocolates. So
cool.
The nice thing about these is you can personalise them. You know, you can put Merry Christmas on there, or you can make them up in just your fabric, and you can personalise in the centre.
And, you know, you can easily spend $19.99 on ordinary everyday crackers from the supermarket or from the department store. And usually, again, what's in there is rubbish, usually, unless you're spending a fortune on the high-end ones. But even then, is what's in there what you really want as a person? You know, you can personalise these with people's names and what people would love and what they, maybe a little miniature of someone's favourite little tipple. Yeah. You know, a miniature could go in there, no trouble at all. And
that's what I've got for Craig's. He's got a little miniature for his.
Has he? Brilliant. And, you know, we're nearly at December now. We're a week away from December. So these will take how long to make, do you reckon?
Again, these are a nice quick make. I'll show you how to make those in just a moment. And the nice thing is, you know, it's not you don't have to use these for the Christmas table. You could be making one of these as an additional little gift to give to somebody.
Yeah.
The ones you've got in front of you, I haven't secured the snaps in there, but inside the kit we've put 4 snaps in there as well. So if you like the novelty of them making that snap sound, then I'll show you how to attach these.
Now, I actually last year, Pauline Wheeler,
yes,
bless her, she made me some fantastic crackers. She's great at making crackers. And they're reusable ones. We bring them out year after year.
Oh, Pauline's crackers are spectacular.
Oh, they are.
They're absolutely beautiful.
But they're made from card. This is made from fabric. So there's your point of difference. And it's a lovely metallic fabric as well that you've got. So predominantly red fabric with the beautiful gold foliage on there as well. And I love the fact that you can personalise them for members of the family as well. So not just a novelty, not just something to do after dinner and then put in the bin afterwards. These are reusable year after year. Sharon's already in, Susan Jane, Sharon in Gloucestershire, Patricia in West Midlands, lots of brand new crafters coming through for these as well. We've got enough to make 4 in here, even though it shows you 5 on our picture. It makes 4 crackers. I don't want to mislead anyone. 4 crackers for $19.99, so it's a $5 each. And what you put in them is entirely up to you.
Inside the pattern booklet, I don't think I mentioned this to you this morning, on the first page of the pattern booklet there's actually a QR code in there and a link to YouTube. So there's a full pre-recorded tutorial. So if you prefer to follow the tutorials, if you didn't want to come and find the date that we're on here, you just scan your phone on the QR code and there's a full tutorial showing you every step
And of course, once you've got the pattern, as with all the patterns that Kerrie brings us, you can use those again and again and again in different fabric for maybe different times of the year. Maybe you want to have Easter crackers.
Yes,
You want to have maybe
that's a
chips
lovely
on
novelty
fabric
idea.
or whatever. You know, it's a bit, you know, you don't have to, it's a bit like wreaths. Wreaths don't have to be just for Christmas. You can use, you know, crackers all year round as well.
To be honest, I think when Craig pulls his and he finds his little tipple inside it, it's not in there at the moment. He'll opt for them for Easter, for Halloween,
Yeah.
for Fridays.
I mean, it could be that you do something that we started doing in our family. It was like Christmas Eve presents.
Yes.
Like just little novelty gifts very often the night before Christmas. That's where you could put those possibly.
Yeah. We have a little tradition as well. So the first weekend in December, we have a pre-Christmas Christmas. And we've always given our children £5 and they can get something. They've got to get the best they can for that sort of little bursary. So that's a nice thing. And I should have given them these to fill mine up, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Said you've got to find something or make something to fit in the cracker.
And of course, we've actually personalised these, and so can you. Or if you choose not to have names on them, you just want to have them maybe without the names, just a cracker like that, it's entirely up to you. But the fact that they can go in a box and be used year after year after year, it will save you money, but also means that you know what's inside them, you know what that person is going to appreciate, what that person is going to like. And I think that's the big deal. The fact that they're handmade and reusable again and again and again. And the whole kit is only $19.99, and you can carry on making crackers out of other fabric for as long as you want, using the pattern details too. I mean, can you make to sell if you wanted to?
I'm more than happy for you to make to sell. If you're, if you're posting them on social media, give us a tag. And we'll always share, but we're here to inspire you to have a go. So yes, you can make to sell for me.
Just to let you know, we've also got on the show the baubles that we had in the first hour. We've got the Christmas wreath, the polystyrene Christmas wreath, the Christmas tree as well, and we've also got the Sewing Street Countdown to Christmas Advent calendar in the show as well. All of that is available to see on our website. If you've got to dash off to work or go and do something outside with the kids or the dog or whatever, have a little look at hobbymaker.co.uk, and you can pre-order everything that's available in this show. It's all pictured there for you on our website. Right, Kerrie, what do we do first?
So the things that you're going to need in addition to your kit, if you're opting for the kit today, a Sharpie pen will be incredibly useful for you because we do label up. You've got 4 sheets of template paper inside the kit. You could use a thin card as well if you wanted to, if you've got some card stock. But certainly if you're using the I prefer to work with a template, the Mylar it's called, but the template paper, and the Sharpie will just allow you to write these on. Now if you're making, all 4 sets, you'll end up with lots of pieces, so that's why I would recommend working with a permanent pen, and you're also going to need a little bit of tape as well.
Okay.
So you've got your 2 pieces of fabric, you've got your interior, and you've got your exterior fabric. So the first thing that we're going to do is to just fold these in half. So right side of the fabric, I'll move this iron, right side of the fabric facing up towards you, and then fold these in half. We're then going to take a few pins and just pin through here. And what we're doing here is just sewing along this raw edge, starting and finishing with a reverse stitch.
Easy so far.
This is the easy bit. It's all easy.
Well, to be fair, none of your kits are very complicated.
Oh no, I really like. So the important thing to me when we're designing a project is that they are nice and fast projects. Certainly things like this. But there are quite a few steps in this particular project, which is why we put the tutorial in there as well. So we're starting there with a reverse stitch. And just simply sewing along that raw edge. I've left the pins far enough back so I'm not sewing across the pins, or you can remove those if you prefer. And again, finishing with a reverse stitch. So the reason that I leave the pins back, so if you have a little look at my pins, I always leave those a good finger space back, and the reason for that is I like to keep the fabric all lined up to avoid sewing across the pin.
Right.
Because sometimes you hit a pin at an angle and it will break the needle on your machine.
The machine doesn't like it. Or the needle does it.
Well, that'll slow our project down, won't it? We'll have to take time to change the needle.
I love the idea of personalised crackers. That's what this is all about.
To be honest, I like personalised anything. I've got, my son's called Chase for a start, so you never find anything
It's a great name.
personalised. And my daughter's called Honey, so, you know, we never find anything. Kerrie, Craig and Alex, you know, we always find those on the
Yes.
little turn stands when we're on holiday. So this is the nice thing about, this is the lovely thing about personalising projects. Now, what you'll notice is your inner fabric. So you'll label this up. Your exterior is your A piece, and you'll see this in your templates. And your inner fabric is your B piece. What I tend to do here with this particular project is keep these as a little bundle. So your exterior pieces together and your interior pieces together, because they are different sizes, and that'll help with the next stage. So the next thing we're going to do is to just take the ironing board, and we're folding these over here approximately 1/4 inch. It doesn't have to be exact. So again, you can use your ruler to measure, your ironing board, if your ironing board is like the one that I'm using here.
Now that rainbow reindeer fabric we showed you in the last hour, that's absolutely flying at the moment. I'll show you that again in a minute. But
To be honest, I definitely feel like I need like a Christmas Day set of crackers. And now you've suggested we need more than one set of crackers. We need a Boxing Day set. So I'm thinking
Rainbow
definitely the rainbow. I just love those prints. You know, it's fun, isn't it?
well, go
Lots
for the
of
cracker
fun.
kit today for £19.99 and order maybe a couple of metres of the rainbow reindeer fabric. You'll be sorted.
So what I've done here is just folded these over 1/2 inch and just press the edge there. So I'll repeat that there for the exterior as well. And this just makes the next part easier.
That's gorgeous fabric though, isn't it? That gold on the
I
red.
really love this. Really, really special. I love metallic fabric anyway, but this is particularly beautiful.
I like metallic fabric when it's done well.
Yeah, oh
Nothing-
yeah,
nothing worse than the cheap,
yeah.
cheerful stuff, but that's not going to come off with an iron or
This
anything
doesn't
like
come off with ironing, and I'm using the same weight fabric for my dress that you can see, and that's got the same metallic in it. It washes really well. So if you're going for the fabric, if you're making anything that needs washing, so, you know, if you need, you know, if you're making clothing from the fabric, or if you're making a quilt, the metallic will stay on there. You know, it doesn't come away, which is why I particularly love these metallic prints.
And it's comfortable against the skin. That's
Yeah, definitely. Right, so we've popped those together. Now, one thing that I missed out showing you actually, and I will just quickly cover that when we turn these the right way. I mentioned if you want to personalise these. So as I'm not personalising these here with you, in the tutorial I show you how to do that. The personalising section part of this needed to be done before here.
Right.
So when we fold it back, so what we're doing here is we're just pushing this tube through, and we're folding this up in half. So we're making a sleeve effectively.
Mm-hmm.
So the measurements for where you position that embroidery section on there are all on the pattern.
Yeah.
But when you're turning this out, if you've got your personalised section, that would be sitting just in the centre here.
Right.
So you've got all of those measurements. So what we've done there is just pulled that through, just sort of making sure we've got a nice finish on there, and more importantly that these are marrying up. So your two seams there are marrying up. And again, just for ease and to give these that lovely, luxurious finish and nice professional finish, we'll just pop the tip of the iron in, just allow that to rotate around. Again, on the opposite side, because sometimes that can move, and that secures that into position.
Perfect. Same again for the other one.
Same again for the other one. I'm just going to check, because I said keep them together, and I've got myself distracted, so I don't want to mix those up.
Enough to make 4 reusable fabric crackers for £19.99. This is our Hobbymaker highlight for Thursday, and plenty of time to make them. As Kerrie's showing you here, it doesn't take long at all to make them from start to finish, and you get the fun of putting something inside them, whether it's a joke present, whether it's a serious present for somebody. You know, rather than you being at the mercy of the manufacturers with crackers, you end up with, I don't know, maybe a fortune-telling fish or whatever it might be that ends up in the bin at the end of the day. You know, you can put something lovely in there. You can put jewellery in there. Maybe you make your jewellery. Maybe you're a fan of our Jewellery Maker channel. Handmade jewellery in there. You could put some money in there if you wanted to. You could put
A diamond ring in there if you wanted
scratch
to.
card. A winning scratch card. Brilliant. Maybe you're planning to pop the question. How about that on Christmas Day? Pull a little cracker.
That'd be a nice way to propose, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Personalised. You could have "will you" on the outside.
Yeah, yeah. Nice idea. You can use them for all sorts of things, you really could. But enough to make 4. All the fabric, all the embroidery yarn, even the bangers, they're in there as well. The snaps, they're in there too. Everything you need.
So we've got our interior and we've got the exterior there. And I've just done exactly the same on there. There we go. So the next thing we're going to do, using that template paper, now I would recommend using a ruler, but I've managed not to bring mine in here, so I'm just going to use the map for that. And this is where your Sharpie really comes in. So we're simply just drawing ourselves a line across here, and that line is a 1/2 inch.
Okay.
And this measurement is really important. And the Sharpie will just make sure, or your permanent marker, whichever you're working with, will just make sure that that's not coming off as you pop that into the fabric and damaging your fabric as well. There we go.
Yeah.
And then we'll do this on here as well. So again, 1/2 inch on here. Lining this up and then just drawing that guideline. Same on the final one.
Excellent. What do you do with your crackers before Christmas Day? Do you put them on the tree and then put them on the table?
Oh, that's a nice idea, actually. I don't think I've ever put crackers on the tree, but that's a lovely idea.
Well, they're lovely and decorative. Why not? You know. And you've got your names on. And again, it may well be that you use these crackers maybe for a Christmas Eve.
You know, I was just thinking what would be really good. My children will want to open and see what's inside. Well, if I put the snap and sew the snap in, I will know if they've opened it, won't I?
Yeah. Yes. Right.
I will know. I've definitely seen over the time that they've had a little sneaky peek if they've stumbled across things. So what we're doing here is, again, just keeping these in your sets, is we're rolling this around, lining that edge of the template paper there with the line that you've just done. Now, to secure this into place, what I'm doing is just taking a little bit of tape and sliding this on both ends. Let's just get a few pieces off there.
Now, if you're just waking up this morning, we're giving you the opportunity of making your own reusable fabric crackers. It's the Hobbymaker highlight from Kerrie and Living with Loveliness. That's her brand, of course, that often you see on Sewing Street and occasionally you see here on Hobbymaker as well. But these are lovely, aren't they? And they become something that you just get out every year. As often as you get the tree out, you'll get your handmade crackers out, and they'll just last and last and last.
So I'm just putting a little bit of tape in to begin with. So rolling that around, marrying that up with that guideline that we've just given ourselves, and just putting a little bit of tape on both sides. Now, we want to secure that into place. We want these to last for a long time. So what we're going to do is put a big strip of tape on there as well.
Okay. Remember, Kerrie's given all of us permission to sell what you make as well. So long after you've made these out of this fabric, the pattern, of course, is there for you to do again and again and again and use again and again. In other fabrics, you can make as many crackers as you want. What would you sell a fabric cracker for? I reckon $9.99 each.
Easily, yeah.
Depends
I got
what's
a
inside,
bit
if you've got
carried
nothing
away with
inside
the
them.
tape there. So a nice big piece of tape, and what we're going to do is just thread this through so we've got one continuous piece on there now. So as we're opening and closing this, especially if we want to use this every year, we've secured that nice and tight now. So same on this side. Again, I think I've got a bit carried away with the tape there. So just threading this through, popping that there, allowing it just to rest, and keeping that continuous piece. And we'll do the same for the interior pieces.
Okay.
So again, folding this across.
So that you're kind of rolling up at the moment, that comes as a big sheet, does it?
That comes as an A4 sheet. So
Right.
you get 4 A4 sheets in your kit,
Right.
and then you're cutting these down.
Okay.
So again, all the measurements are in the pattern booklet. And to be honest, what I did in, and again, I've done this and shown you in the tutorial if you want to watch the tutorial first, is just mark them all out first of all on the sheet before cutting those down.
Okay. And remember, as Kerrie said before, there is a QR code, those little kind of squiggly squares, that you can take a photograph of on your phone, and it takes you to a YouTube tutorial. If you forget any of the things that Kerrie's showing you, or you get stuck or whatever, there is a tutorial at your demand, basically, in the pattern book, which is great.
That's it. So pushing this through, last two on here, bringing this around. And that final one there. A little bit of tape on each side to secure those, and one long piece of tape.
And these should last years.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
years.
And that's really why it's worth just taking an extra moment and really securing these with an extra bit of tape. This is really nice, actually, to get out year after year, you know, and put these on your Christmas tree, like you said.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do here, if you've got a little quilting clip, sorry, I've just left mine down here. This really helps at this stage. So if you have got a little quilting clip, just pinching your fabric together and pinching that clip on. And then what we're going to do, so the middle of your cracker is the part that is sitting, that overlaps, if you like.
Right.
So we've got the interior end. Okay, so we're going to take the interior end and drop that into the tube there. What you might find is you just need to bunch it up a little bit to push it down.
So one tube is slightly smaller than the other.
That's right, and your measurements for your fabric one's slightly smaller. So you can see there that that fits nice and snug.
Yep.
And then you're just pushing this down, and where we press there, that allows it to sit right down at the bottom and butt up to that, basically. And the tube does try and move, so that crease is your guide for where you're pushing it down to.
Okay. And it's lovely when you see something on the table or on the tree, you think, I made that.
The nicest feeling, actually, and I'm sure anybody who makes anything, whether, you know, it's a quilt, crackers, cards, a drawing, a painting, is when somebody says, that's beautiful, where did you have that from? And it's just that wonderful, warm feeling, and you can go, I made that. Yeah. There we go. So that comes down to the end. Again, taking a clip, we'll just hold that on. I'm ever so sorry, I've left all my little pile of clips down here.
Don't worry.
There we go. Where did I put them? These.
And if you're worried and thinking, oh, I haven't got enough time now with everything going on before Christmas, these don't take very long to make. Maybe, I don't know, an hour?
For your set of 4, I think the first time you're making these, because there's a lot of different techniques to learn in here, definitely allow a good morning or a good afternoon for this.
Okay. Yep.
Once you've got the process, so if you are making to sell, you know, you can see just how nice and easy these are. And we've tried to make it as easy as possible by getting you to label things up, because that's the bit that mixes you up. It nearly got me as well, didn't it? So,
Really?
so the next thing is, it's the middle part. So that's the bit that's going to sit. And if I'd personalise these, this is the bit that sits just beneath your personalising. So we're just sliding that one in. In fact, let me just show you this first. So where we put that fold initially, what we're going to do with this section of the template is slide it in, but pull it back so it sits snug under here.
Right.
And it's folded over. So there's no chance of seeing this template paper. There we go. There we go.
Pop it in, yep.
So as I've slotted that inside, what I'm going to do is to just now push that back up on itself, making sure that the edge of the template paper is sitting nice and snug there. Once we release this, we're then opening this up and finding the seam. So you've got your 2 seams there, and then we're going to line those up. So the next thing to do, and I'll do this straight away, is we'll rest this onto the sewing machine. This is definitely the trickiest part.
All right.
So we're resting this onto the sewing machine, and what we want to happen is to sew all the way through those layers. Now, if you've got a leather needle on your machine, change your needle. Your standard needle will work for this, but if you have got a leather needle, just because you're going through a little bit of template paper, that'll definitely benefit you as well.
Okay.
So,
I'm intrigued to see how you do this.
So what we're doing here, keep that clip in place so we know where the seam is. And we're resting this under the foot at an angle. And this is where the template paper really helps because it naturally pushes itself up.
Right.
So we'll keep the machine nice and slow, 1/8 of an inch in from that folded edge. And we're just going to do a few stitches.
Oh, terrific.
Making sure. Now, when you get to this point, you can just raise your presser foot, bring that out, and pull that around.
Would it, if you haven't got a machine, could you hand stitch it, or is it?
You could definitely hand stitch this. If you're going to, I mean, you can hand stitch the project. What I'd recommend, if you're thinking of hand stitching this, is skipping this particular part. And on the opposite end, just hand sewing, just the edge. It's not going to make the world of difference if you don't stitch that template paper in place. It does secure it. But if you're choosing to hand stitch it, then just skip this part because it would be too, well, it would be for me. You might have, a super strong needle and a lot more patience than me. You could definitely hand stitch through, but I think it would be quite challenging.
Well, loads of you are loving the idea of making your own Christmas crackers. Some of you are going for 2 sets, so then you have a total of 8 that you can make. But for £20 or $19.99 is the price today. You get everything, including the pattern and the fabric and the fantastic the sheets of, it's like mylar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get that as well to actually give the cracker the construction and the structure. And you get the snaps as well. So you can either have your silent crackers or have them make the bang. It's up to you. They're all in there. And you can have, of course, personalisation. You can actually embroider someone's name or nickname or whatever you like on them as well. But they'll be used year after year after year. They'll come out every year.
I probably wouldn't have gone for the snap to put in, to be honest. But my youngest son is 11. He would be disappointed if we didn't have a bang.
Got to have the bang.
So that's why I've put the option in there to put them in or not.
And you do get a nice smell from them when
You
they crack.
do actually, yeah, that's right. And you can recycle it all as well, can't you? That's what they're for. So you can recycle that part of it.
I mean, crackers are very expensive. If you buy them, pre-made, and what's inside them? Little plastic toys or little metal charms or something.
Or a tape measure that's out of sequence.
Well, we've actually got, thinking about it, we've got a whole load of little Christmas cracker presents in one of our kitchen drawers. They always find their way into the kitchen drawer and never go anywhere.
That's why you need the storage boxes, so you can organise things and get rid of your little
I saw a few things in there the other day.
collections. I have to say, my favourite thing to get in there on Christmas Day especially is the fish is very good, but the screwdriver, because of all the kids' toys that you need to open up.
And the only screwdrivers I've ever got from a Christmas cracker, I've kind of ruined them straight away. Try and put one screw in, and the head's just so soft.
Oh, really?
It just strips it completely. So why waste your money when you can still have the fun of the cracker, but crackers that you've made and you've put what's inside it. You know what someone likes. Whether it's a little miniature bottle of perfume, whether it's a little, a gift card or a scratch card or something like that. It's not something we do every Christmas, have a scratch card each. Now, Frances, got a message from Frances. She says she actually puts in lip balm, scratch cards, sweets, hats, jokes as well. And she's actually sent us an email and a picture of a cracker. So I'll see if we can actually show you that on screen. Thank you for that, Frances. But yeah, nothing better than homemade crackers. Handmade, homemade.
Definitely. I like the lip balm idea.
Yeah,
That's really
wow.
good.
Now, here we go. These
I'm really
are
excited to
Frances's
see them.
homemade crackers. Look at that. Wow.
They're spectacular.
They are spectacular. I love the decoration.
And that's another thing in itself, isn't it? Deciding what you're actually going to put in and knowing that everybody's going to get what they want.
Thank you, Frances. They're brilliant. They really, really are. I think handmade, homemade crackers is the way forward.
Yes, definitely. So what I'm doing here is just popping the other pieces in exactly the same way as I did on the previous one, just pushing those ones down. These ones are a little bit tighter. Look, you can hear the crackling in there. Mm-hmm. They're making their own snap before we've put the snap in right now. So I'll repeat exactly the same steps on here, pop in the middle and the end in, and then sew in around there.
Okay.
The trickiest part, I think, of this particular project is sewing through the 2 layers where you've got those 2 layers to come together. So take your time, slow the machine right down, and make sure you're sewing through not just your fabric, but your templates as well. And really all that does is, as they're being pulled backwards and forwards, it just prevents them from coming out of shape.
Okay.
So, again, I've slipped that in, folding this into position, opening up the centre, lining up those seams, clipping that into position, trying again to clip it, and then sewing around there.
And do you know what? This is going to get you in the Christmas mood, isn't it?
Definitely.
I don't know what your traditions are for Christmas. What is it that makes you think, oh, you know what, it's not long to go? I always think when Strictly gets to the final, we find out who's won the King of the Jungle. That's when I know Christmas.
I was going to say, I always feel Christmassy when the Jungle's on, and also when Love Actually's on TV.
Oh, yeah.
That's when it's really...
Yeah. Or Home Alone.
Oh, yes, like Home Alone. To be honest, we watch that even when it's not Christmas. I
Yeah,
love Home Alone.
Classic, absolute classic. One film I always watch every single year is Christmas Carol, Albert Finney's version, the musical one. Love that. Or Scrooge, I think it's called. But that always gets me in the mood.
My favourite is definitely Love Actually and Home Alone. My daughter... Yeah.
What's your favourite Christmas film? Let us know, message in. The Holiday's another one. I like that.
Polar Express, if you watch Polar Express.
Yeah.
I love Polar Express. And my daughter's the Grinch. She loves the Grinch.
I've not seen that.
She absolutely loves the Grinch. I think we watched it on cycle I think it was on loop last week.
More and more of you coming in when you're seeing how to make your own Christmas crackers, fabric Christmas crackers from Kerrie and Living with Loveliness. That's the name of Kerrie's company. And she's normally on Sewing Street, but occasionally pops over to us on Hobbymaker as well, because kind of the 2 things cross over, don't they? Really?
Yeah. And we like nativity as well.
Yeah.
That's where they get up to mischief, isn't it, in that one?
Alex, our producer, is going to the theatre to see that.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Certainly getting more festive. There's more things on the TV now, more Christmas music on the radio and stuff
I
like that.
tried to book tickets for the Love Actually, the musical.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that advertised, yeah.
Yeah, Candlelight, the orchestra by Candlelight, but it had sold out, and I thought, oh, that would have been lovely, actually.
Great. Now, Frances, who sent in a picture, she's saying basically, thank you, guys, you've made my day, smiley face. Oh, you've made ours too. Thank you, Frances. Thanks for sending in the picture of your crackers.
So the trickiest bit that you can see here is this section here where you've got your layers. So the stopping and the starting will really help because we don't want to end up sewing through those layers there. Allow it to do 5 or 10 stitches and then keep repositioning this so it filters around the sewing machine foot.
It's just about getting the angle right, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Well, you're going through a lot of layers as well, so especially on this side, we want to make sure that they're lining up.
Have we got the leather needle in, did you say, or is that a standard?
This is just a standard needle.
So you don't need a leather one, but if you've got one, it might be a good idea to use it.
We are not far off finishing this now.
Great. And we've got other things coming up in the show as well. We've got the Christmas tree, we've got the wreath, we've got the Sewing Street Countdown to Christmas Advent calendar. There's quite a lot to go through. After we've done this cracker, we'll recap some details for you.
So you've got your 2 ends now. They're nicely secured into position.
Yeah.
Your inner tube is smaller than your exterior, lining up your seams. Now, at this point, we'll pop that in there. That will be my gift for Christmas. I'll be very happy with them for Christmas, actually.
Oh, the pins. Yeah.
The quilting clips. In fact, these are perfect for somebody who loves sewing as much as I do anyway. They'd be perfect. I've found, actually, since I've run a creative business, nobody ever buys me kits or vouchers or anything. They say, you've got it all. I'm like, have you seen how much stuff there is? I definitely don't have it all. So slot your present in before you put these together.
Yeah.
Now, when you come to put your... In fact, let's just go back onto there, because if you put in a bulky present, so as I mentioned for my eldest son, I put quite a bulky present and some chocolates in there, so it's quite tight. Mm-hmm. So what I did first of all, before I put the gifts in, a nice rolled up pair of socks. Yeah, you have to have socks for Chris. I might swap Craig's out for socks instead of
Why
his
not?
little...
Yeah. Alex, our producer, his favourite thing is socks. He's got 3 drawers full
I have a
of socks.
question. Are they all paired up? Because
Mine aren't. No, never.
I hate
You like the
pairing
bright
socks.
pattern ones though, Alex, don't you? The bright funky ones. Any socks. That's his thing. Socks and hats.
Socks and hats. So pop your snap into the bottom, and we're sewing this. So this is only if you want to put the snap in. And the reason that I'm sewing this in is because I don't want to risk it not pulling on the day.
Right.
Now you can avoid this sewing section that I'm doing, but the reason I've decided to do this is I didn't want to pull the ribbon too tight because it was bunching up the fabric on the cracker. So just 3 little tack stitches onto there is fine. Then we'll knot this off. And I'll give that just one more knot just to secure this into place. Then we pop in your gift into the centre, whatever that is,
Yeah.
and then you're sliding this along. Once you've put this along here, we're then going to feel through to the other end to find the snap, and you will find it'll push this down a little bit. And again, this side, we're going to sew it into position again. And just because I haven't got my ribbon with me, would you mind passing me the green ribbon out of the kit at all?
Sure. Remember, the kit's got everything you need. You've got the snappers, you've got the ribbon, you've got the embroidery thread for personalisation as well. The main fabric is gorgeous. The red and the gold foliage is lovely. And you get the ribbon too, and the pattern. There you go.
That's great, thank you. Now you've got enough fabric, enough ribbon in your kit to tie around, so push those up nicely. You're cutting your ribbon down to 15 inches, so 1, 10, 5. And again, there's enough inside your kit to make all of these. So once you've got your ribbon, all that's left to do, now if you've personalised, your personalisation will be on the top. Take your ribbon and you're simply just knotting this off.
And if you don't want to personalise, you can just leave it blank. It just looks lovely anyway.
Now if you didn't want to sew the snap into place, you could put a slimmer ribbon in there, and I tried it with a slimmer ribbon. Just pull that really, really tight, and your snap will still work. But I didn't want Chris' disappointment for my youngest, so decided to just put a few tack stitches on there. Same on the opposite side, because otherwise I'd have gone to all of this effort, and if it didn't snap, it would have all been. There we go. And that's how you finish off your Christmas cracker.
Well, this is our Hobbymaker highlight, making your own Christmas crackers. Many of you have come in and ordered this. Lots of you have actually gone for more than one set, so then you'll have enough to make 8. And remember, going forward, if you want to make these and sell them, maybe it's to work colleagues or friends or neighbours or whatever you like, Kerrie gives you permission to do that. She does say that if you're kind of putting them online or something like that, just give her a credit. That would be nice, so that other people know where to go to get the patterns. But you can make as many of these out of other fabric as you wish. And yeah, for $19.99, it's a really, really cracking price, if you pardon the pun. Yay. A really good price.
I liked your little joke there.
Yeah. Works out to a £5 each, but remember they're going to be much more appreciated because you've put things in there that you know the person that's going to pull it's going to like. So a lot of thought's gone into it, a lot of love's gone into it, and you know crackers are expensive, and usually what's in them you end up throwing in the bin. Yeah, it's normally kind of plastic rubbish, isn't it, at the end of the day? But
you were thinking of the best way to say that, wasn't you?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you could put a little miniature in there. You could put a little bit of lip balm, even a lipstick or something like that in there. Sweets, whatever you want to put in there, scratch cards, anything like that. $19.99, that's our Hobbymaker highlight for today. And thanks to Kerrie for the demonstration. It's MTL 187 if you would like to order that. Now, Frances, again, has got in touch. She's asking about the discount code on... Oh, on the badges, yes. Can I use a 20% discount when you bought the badge? Yes, you can. Yeah, absolutely. If you've got a discount code, wherever it's come from, yeah, as long as it's in date, yes, of course you can use that. So that would be £4 off. for you, isn't it?
Even better.
Yeah, pays for your shipping and handling, your P&P. Thank you. Right, now, other things that are in the show to show you. We've got the wreath. Now, let me show you this. Now, this is really funky. It's a polystyrene wreath, and you're going to get all the fabric to make it. Now, is the fabric pre-cut? How do you go about?
No, you'll need to cut the fabric, so you get everything you need in the kit. So you get your coordinating fabrics, your red, your green, and your gingham in there. You get the tool to create this project as well. So there's a dotting tool inside there. You get the step-by-step instructions, the ribbon, and the ring as well. So everything you need to make that particular project. Now, I've used pinking shears, and always do whenever I make these wreaths, actually, just because I like the additional texture that it gives to them, and it also prevents the fraying, especially if you're going to bring this out year on year. But you could, if you prefer, cut this with your scissors, your straight scissors, or even on the rotary cutter. And the mat, if that's easier and that's your preferred method of cutting your fabric.
Well, again, it's something that's going to come out every single year. It could even be a table decoration if you wanted it to be. If you've got like a battery-operated candle, that could go just flat on the dining table, and you could put a centrepiece in it if you want to do like a little vase or something.
Yeah, that's a lovely idea, actually. A nice candle in the centre of the table is beautiful.
And it's lovely and thick and bushy as well, very tactile too. And it'll last you years and years and years, absolutely. And it comes in a box like this, so the whole kit is presented like that, delivered to your door. Remember, just one P&P charge every day of $3.95 with us, no matter how many times you order, no matter how many things you order. Just give us a call on the free phone number, 0800 001 4433, or hobbymaker.co.uk, the website. Now, if you're going for the wreath at $24.99, IYL143, what about... Oh, we've got a better price on the wreath, have we? Okay, all right. It's not $24.99. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought that was the final price. Okay, $24.99, but we want black tag deals at the moment, and Kerrie's given us a £5 off. Under £20 for everything you need to make it, £19.99. Maybe order a couple. Now, as I was saying before, the wreath is available, but so is the Christmas tree. And the Christmas tree is exactly the same in design. So the two kind of work hand in hand, don't they, really?
They're beautiful together. One on the door, one on the table, or both on the table, wherever you want them to go. Now, the Christmas tree is made in the same way, but we've had some lovely photos sent in over the years that we've been producing this pattern, where people have put their own little baubles on, they've put the sparkly lights on there.
If you've got any of those rice lights,
yes,
they're not very expensive,
perfect.
about £3 or £4.
Perfect.
You can wrap that round, perfectly safe. But a lovely thing. And again, basically, this has got a polystyrene cone, and again, you get the tools and everything you need.
Everything's
to make it,
in there as well. So your fabric, your tool, your dotting tool. And again, you can always use your pinking shears. This is mine and Chase's next project, so I'm very happy about it. It's lack of glitter. Although I do love glitter, it's not going to be as messy.
Absolutely. Well, so he's got really into craft himself.
Oh, he absolutely loves crafts, yeah. He loves crafts, and we love doing crafting together.
Well, this is $19.99 as well, and that's RQL159. So is it a case of do you pin the fabric? Or?
No, so literally you've got a little dotting tool inside your kit, and you simply take the piece of fabric, pop the fabric into your hand, place the dotting tool onto the fabric, pinch it back over, and then push it with that tool directly into the polystyrene.
Right.
Now, in the step-by-steps, I do recommend using a PVA glue. So if you like the messy side of it, you can put the PVA glue in. And to be honest, with your central heating and things, I would recommend using the PVA glue, and that will secure it. The one thing that I'll say about the tree is just really take your time at the top, because it breaks very easily if you put too much pressure onto that.
Right, gotcha. Okay. So $19.99 if you want the tree, and $19.99 a reduced price on the wreath if you'd like that, and that's the same process, yeah?
That's exactly the same process. And with the wreath, what I'd recommend is work from the inside and around, because it gets trickier as you work.
Okay, terrific.
And work around the inside.
Now, we've got a table runner in the show as well, and we've also got the hexagonal storage bowls as well. The table runner, first of all, so presumably, I haven't actually got a kit here, or have I? Yes, I have. This is the kit, isn't it?
The table runner's just the pattern.
Oh, the pattern. So just the pattern.
Just the pattern for the table runner.
So if you want the pattern to make this table runner I'm about to hold up, this is available for you in the show. $9.99, and that's the final price for it. As you can see, it's a beautiful thing. If I hold it up, and enough time to make this, maybe if it's going to be the table runner for the Christmas table.
Absolutely. So this is, again, this is a really nice project. This is mainly fabric folding. Of course, you've got sewing in there, but you're interlocking the fabric squares to create this beautiful magic square design, which is great on your coasters, great as your table runner placemats. And we thought we'd bring along the pattern as we've got lots of beautiful fabrics on the show for you today as well.
So, of course, this is only a guide as to what it could look like. You choose the colour fabrics you want to use. Maybe you've already got it in your stash all ready to go, and you just need the pattern to make it. There it is, £9.99 for that. And we've also got, I know, these hexagonal bowls. Now, I know the kit for this is a different fabric to what we've got.
It's a different fabric to the sample that we've got, yeah. So the trio of hexagonal bowls, we've bought these back today. These are great for, you know, your chocolates or your nuts or your Christmas table. In particular, they're great in the sewing room, but I know a lot of people will leave these in the hallway to drop your keys into.
I mean, that on the bedside cabinet, loose change,
yeah,
keys,
really,
all that sort of thing.
really pretty. Nice and easy to make, and super useful storage as well.
Now, what sort of fabric have we got with the kit then?
So I believe this one, you can open it up.
Okay.
Open it up and have a little look. There you go, there's your present for the day. We'd opened
You
all the
should
other
have.
things for you.
Okay, let's have a look. Ooh, hello. Look at this.
Of course, they're Christmas fabrics.
Absolutely. In the green and the red. So enough fabric to make 3 of those fantastic hexagonal bowls. The pattern is included as well, and they stack into each other as well if you're not using all of them at the same time. So a really lovely thing. And that is VIL178, your item number, $18.99. And do you need any...
You can make this
Stabiliser,
either
right.
using your batting, but I personally prefer, and in the samples I've made today, I've actually used Bosal foam just to give it that lovely structure. But batting will work as well if you have that in your stash.
Okay, and I've just got to reach behind you to get the Sewing Street...
Shall I get that
countdown.
for you?
Yeah, the calendar. Got to show you this. There's still time to get it. We still have stock of it. Now, this is an advent calendar with a sewer in mind. No chocolate in this whatsoever, which isn't a bad thing. But what you've got behind every door is something that any sewer or any fan of Sewing Street will really appreciate. Now, I'm going to open up one door. Which one shall I do? Pick a number. Oh,
You're opening one.
Excuse me. Beg your pardon. Thank you,
Are
Carol.
you opening one?
Yeah, shall I open number one?
Number 13.
Number 13. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Bless
Number
you.
13. Hang on a sec. Let me just open up number 13. You've got perforations. There we go. This is the only one I'm
Dave, do you
allowed...
need some help?
This is the only one
Would
I'm
you
allowed
like
to
some
open.
help?
Oh. Now what's in here? What's that? Well, I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
So this is a bodkin. So basically, oh no, it's not called a bodkin. I'm trying to think what it is. Let me show you how this works. It's very, very clever.
Okay.
So you take your bobbin. I'm trying to remember the actual, something along those lines. But basically, very useful indeed. Take your bobbin.
A bodkin.
Oh, it is a bodkin. So then you pop your thread into there.
Right.
So if you go into classes and things, this is superb actually, or if you come in to do shows, and that sits inside of your thread, so it keeps your bobbin and your thread together.
Oh, I get you. Well, see, there's something like that. There's a treat like that installed behind every single window. And of course, the finale, the last one, is the 24, which I'm not allowed to open. I'm not going to open any more. Don't want to spoil the surprise for you. But that's the sort of thing that you can expect, something behind every window that's going to be really useful to a sewer or a quilter. So it's where are we now? What's the date today? 24th of November. We've got another, 7 days, another week before the 1st of December. This will be with you in a couple of days. So if you fancy this today, it's a great treat for any sewer, anyone who loves their sewing. $39.99 is your price, and it's KNT771. KNT771 if you want your advent calendar. I mean, you'd love this, wouldn't you?
I would love that. But I love this. 13 is my birthday.
Oh, is it?
Date, yeah. I would love this.
Well, it's all there for you, all 24 objects in here. I don't know what the entire value of the calendar is in total, but I know it's a darn sight more than $39.99 in value.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Yeah, and when this came out a little while ago, a few weeks ago, absolutely thousands went. We've got a few remaining now. If you want to go for yours, an ultimate treat for any sewing friend you may have got, maybe your next door neighbour, or maybe you get together with a group of people and you want to kind of get one each. It's just a bit of fun, but quality. Unlike some crackers where you get rubbish, you'll get quality
And
items that you'll
useful
use.
as well, really useful. Everything aimed towards being useful.
Absolutely, and it's Sewing Street's very own. So if you fancy ordering that today, there's only a few remaining and it will only take a couple of days to get this to you. If you want to order, it's a free phone number, and also you can order free on our website as well. The website is our website, it's hobbymaker.co.uk. Sewing Street is going to be along in about 6 minutes time at 8 o'clock, and also Jewellery Maker will be along as well, depending on whether you're watching us on Freeview or Sky. And join them for 5 hours of fun. I'm not sure who's there today, whether it's John or whether it's Stuart.
I'm not sure.
Was it John? John Scott. Yeah, John Scott today. But yeah, there is your fantastic advent calendar. 24 treats in store, and it's yours for under £40. Pretty amazing. Can I quickly, in the last minute and a half, remind you of what we featured in the 6 o'clock show this morning, which you can watch back if you want to. We did a little bit of a masterclass on these baubles. You can make these. The kit has everything in it you need to make these baubles, including the pins and all the fabric, and it's all been pre-cut to size. And the full instructions show you how you can fold the fabrics to create these beautiful, beautiful baubles. That one is the patchwork. That's the easier of the two, although they're both easy, but this is the easiest. And you get everything in there you need: the polystyrene bauble, the pins, the ribbon, and all the pre-cut fabric. $13.99 if you want that, and you can watch the 6 o'clock show back if you want to for full demonstrations.
There we go.
Kerrie was showing you. And then we've got this one, which is slightly more involved, as it were, but still very, very simple to do. It looks more complicated than it is.
It definitely does.
And it's just that's just $13.99 as well, and a special handmade bauble. And we had lots of you say that you actually personalise your baubles with using the pattern with fabric that you've already got at home. And someone was talking about their I think it was their dad's shirts.
Yes, that was lovely. That's
and making a
lovely
bauble
idea.
out of that
Very
fabric, which is
inspired by
really
that.
fantastic. Kerrie, you've been brilliant. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you very much. I'll
We're
see you
back
a little bit
together,
later.
3 o'clock, is it?
2 o'clock
2 o'clock this
today.
afternoon. Okay, more from the Hobbymaker highlight at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Thank you for a lovely couple of hours to start our morning. I'll be back at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Lots more to look forward to. We've got some hunky-dory, got more sewing coming up as well. But stay tuned though, lots more to look forward to this morning.